With the start of a new year comes a new lease on life for one of our Rhode Show viewers. Doug Pearson almost had his life stolen by a vicious disease until radical surgery gave him back control over his own body. When the symptoms began, Narragansett's Doug Pearson thought he had Lyme disease. It's what doctors told him. But after 2 years, he was still unwell. Pearson had been misdiagnosed. 5 years ago, he discovered what he actually had was Parkinson's disease.
I had tremors.
That wasn't all. Pearson found himself unable to focus, unable to sleep, and unable to do the things he loved: running, cooking, writing, and reading. Medication helped some.
The medication got to be very frequent and large doses, and I had dyskinesias, or the movements of the large muscles that you can't control. I was taking Parkinson's meds every hour and a half.
Eventually, Pearson had to quit his job, but one of his worst days was yet to come, on a trip to Costa Rica.
I was just starting to go out into the water, just above my knees, and I froze and fell over and was fully conscious and aware, but I couldn't move.
Pearson's attack left him paralyzed, underwater, and slipping away.
And I actually drowned and had to be revived.
The chokehold of Parkinson's disease had dismantled Pearson's life, piece by piece. But a radical surgery offered the promise to change all of that. Doug Pearson joins me now, along with his doctor, Dr. Chang from Rhode Island Hospital, to talk about this surgery. And I have to say, you know, Doug, as you were looking at this video here, even you were still impressed at what this surgery has done for you. Tell me how your life changed from before to after.
Well, I was on medication every hour and a half, the Parkinson's med, and I got very dyskinetic, meaning big movement that I couldn't control. And without the medication, I had tremors. I was very slow moving. Don't tell anybody, but I drooled sometimes.
Okay, fair enough.
And those kinds of things. Now, my movement's fine.
And the way that you look at your own appendages, Doug, when you came out here, you're like, have you seen? Look at me, I'm so different. Are you adjusting to life kind of back to normal now?
Yeah. Also, the day I used to run a lot, and the day after surgery, don't tell my surgeon, okay. I did a little running.
Okay.
It was that fast, the improvement.
Now, Dr. Chang, is that typical? Tell me first of all about this surgery. What did Doug undergo in order to have this radical transformation?
Sure. He underwent a procedure called deep brain stimulation.
Okay.
And we do that at Rhode Island Hospital, and the procedure takes about 4 to 5 hours. Okay. And it consists of implanting electrodes into the brain, into a specific spot in the brain.
And that kind of short circuits the brain and says, you know, no, you should act this way rather than acting with tremors.
Right. Well, we know that it works, and there's a lot of science behind it. The exact mechanism for how it works is still under some debate.
Because Parkinson's is still such a mystery to science.
It is. In great degree, that's absolutely correct. Yeah.
Now, when I look at Doug, I hope you don't mind me pointing this out, but I can see part of where, show me, Dr. Chang, where the surgery was.
Right. So there are 2 burr holes that are made, small little holes in the skull, made through a skin incision here and here, okay? And then the electrodes are in his brain currently, and they're connected to another extension wire that runs behind the ear and then down to his chest. And then there is a little battery that's placed here. He has one on either side, here on the right and then on the left, and those act much like pacemaker batteries for the heart. Yeah. And instead of stimulating the heart, they stimulate his brain instead.
What I think is interesting, too, is you're carrying around what looks to me like a garage door opener. I'm afraid that our garage door is going to open, but this is just in case and it was ever to switch off, you have your own control here where you can switch it back on.
Turn it back on. That's right.
Amazing.
And you have to put it right over here, so it's not going to be in my pocket and do it by mistake. You have to have it right over the
But Doug,
device.
I have to tell you, we really appreciate you coming in here and sharing your story, because I think it'll be inspirational for so many people who saw, you know, your life kind of being dismantled by this disease, and now, I mean, you're a new man.
That's right. That's right.
Dr. Chang, thanks so much for being here this morning and explaining to us how it works. If you want information, just head over to foxprovidence.com. But we wish you both the best of luck. Time now to get